am standing at the corner of Ross Clark Circle and East Main, and let me tell you, I've already seen cars and trucks packed with luggage. You can see these boxes are stacked so high. I'm about 5'4" tall, so that gives you a good idea. You can certainly tell by the line that is behind me. Take a look at what's in this freezer. Cupcakes filled with drugs, and police say that makes it more attractive for younger drug users. There is a for sale sign out here right now, and they're hoping the highest bidder. I sat here at the light 2 minutes and 48 seconds. So here's how the backpack program works. Volunteers will fill up Ziploc bags full of breakfast and lunch for students. They place it in a backpack. So what leaders want to do is break into the piggy bank, moving millions of dollars over the next 3 years to the general fund. The camera system is an extra set of eyes that serves as a silent witness, so to speak, just in case the victim can't remember. At Post 3073, they are making sure veterans know that they are appreciated. As you mentioned, the Olympia Golf Resort has been here for decades, and many don't want to see it go. Bullying is nothing new for society, but recently many students have taken things into their own hands, dealing with the pressure the only way they know how. Take a look at some of the effects bullying has had in our area. This or this. It's how far some teens have been pushed after being bullied. 16-year-old Malik Thomas's mother says he was bullied because of his sexual orientation. His mother was only left behind with a note from her young son.
He said, "I hope you get well." He said, "Well, maybe I'm better off dead." He said, "Maybe you'll be happy." He said, "Because life was not for me."
One family's experience with bullying was so bad, they ended up here at Southeast Alabama Medical Center.
My son got hit with a brick.
Betty Hall says it happened at Northview High School. According to hospital workers, the blow to his head was so hard, 17-year-old Thomas Colby suffered continuous seizures and spent 3 nights in a hospital room.
They said that due to the head injury that he had from the school, that is causing him to have the seizures.
The trauma was so severe, our cameras were not allowed in his hospital room for fear he may have more seizures.
What they wore glasses or whatever, they call them 4 eyes.
But instead of the occasional name-calling, things got more serious, escalating to physical abuse. According to the Halls, the school did not help them resolve the matter, so we went with Colby's stepfather to Northview High School to see how the school was going to handle his son's case.
I'm going to the principal's office. Yeah, Thomas Colby getting hit behind the head with a brick.
After being told the principal was not there, I was told to leave the campus and turn off my camera. Mr. Hall was also escorted off campus. Hall says that type of treatment from school administrators makes the emotional scars of the incident linger.
I'm not going to watch my son have to have brain surgery because of some stupid idiot that can't control his problem. And I mean, I'm going to watch him die.
The Halls are seeking justice in the case of their son, Thomas Colby, after his incident at Northview High School. We will continue to stay on that part of this bullying story. The sign is posted, 24-hour video monitoring at the discount tobacco outlet, but that didn't stop a thief from coming in and robbing the store at knife point late last year. 2 months later, Paul Eaton was robbed at the same store at gunpoint.
Well, I was here one night and I was closing, and I was actually about 2 minutes away from getting out the door, and a guy came in the door right behind me and put a gun in my face, and he was only in here about 20 seconds. But I gave him the money and he ran off, told me to run to the back.
Although that crime has not been solved, the Dothan Police Department and Violent Crimes Unit studies surveillance video hours at a time, frame by frame, making sure they comb over each detail in order to land suspects behind bars.
As you can see in the video, the suspect has removed a large knife from his waistband, and is threatening the cashier at the business at this time in the video.
The camera system is an extra set of eyes that serves as a silent witness, so to speak, just in case the victim can't remember.
When I started trying to describe him to the officers, the only thing I could really remember was the gun and his mask that he wore over his face. I couldn't remember any of the clothing he wore.
And those set of eyes help officers track down the right people.
The key thing with surveillance footage is more the public, because they can come forward. Someone somewhere knows this person.
Officers say if cameras are strategically placed around a business or home, they can give more angles and another vantage point. So what time of school out? Oh my God. This was not a good start to the new school year for the people behind the wheels of these two vehicles. An accident at an intersection as I was interviewing school crossing guard Elizabeth Mathis.
First day of school is always busy. Traffic is always backed up. Parents trying to get the kids in and out.
The traffic in the building this morning has been electric. The students, some have been nervous, some have been smiling.
And some already know after a long summer break, this will be an adjustment.
I haven't been here before.
And new faces for teachers are just as exciting.
It's a new start. It's a new start for the students. It's a time for them to just come in from the summer, get adjusted to the school year starting back.
And a new exciting start is a priority at Honeysuckle Middle School. Students started the day with a pep rally and advisory Greek houses. But this isn't your average fraternity or sorority.
I'm dealing with Greek houses, Greek standing for guiding, reaching, educating, and enlightening our kids, so they're excited about that.
It's a program set up to ensure teacher-student enrichment. This year will be unlike any other. It will be full of energy because students have promised. Katrice Nolan, WTVY News 4. Take a look at all of this. According to police, it's worth hundreds of thousands of dollars on the street.
It was hard to figure out what the actual street value was, so we broke it down as if it were sold on the street, and the total value of the stuff you see behind me is about $210,000.
What you see here is about 1.5 pounds of marijuana, approximately 12 grams of methamphetamine, several gel caps filled with an ecstasy-like component, and something police say is more dangerous than any of these drugs, synthetic marijuana. Almost 200 pounds of it.
In my opinion, the what they call legal weed, which is not legal, but it's synthetic marijuana, THC, it is actually worse, in my opinion, than the real marijuana.
Now, police tell me this was a very sophisticated operation. Take a look at what's in this freezer. Cupcakes filled with drugs, and police say that makes it more attractive for younger drug users.
And you could definitely entertain younger people. You see the colors and how bright they are and how good it looks.
This is the man police say is behind the entire operation, 34-year-old in Choir, but he was not alone. Police also arrested 33-year-old Joseph Freeman. Both are charged with first-degree manufacturing and first-degree possession of marijuana. Police say the two were selling the drugs out of a home on Cottonwood Highway. This is where police say Choir was selling the products, mostly online. The website highiqhealth.com looks like an ordinary health-driven website, but police say much more was being sold.
What Mr. Choir was doing here was he was taking this stuff and he was selling it online, and he was also selling it to persons in our community.
Choir had nearly $7,000 in cash, 5 weapons, a notepad to keep track of all sales, and scales to make sure all measurements were accurate. Police say this was one of the biggest drug busts the city has ever seen.
We've had big stuff, right? But as far as one lick and getting a major thorn in our side out of the way, this right here was a damn good lead. I mean, I was proud of this one.
Proud to pull these drugs off the street of Dothan. Katrice Nolan, WTVY News 4.